Welcome back. The coffee lady is back too. I'd like to tell you about an angel named Zabar. The stories are from a book of the same name, and all are standalone stories. I won't ruin this story by telling you the ending. This one, entitled Pride of Ownership, is another story about good versus evil. Captain Kelly was rightfully proud of his sport fishing boat, Pride of Ownership. Although it wasn't new or glamorous, it was well maintained and aptly named. Kelly was waiting for his client when his nephew Dan and Dan's friend arrived. Kelly didn't want anyone on this private charter, least of all Dan, a liar and user and seller of drugs. As far as Kelly was concerned, Dan was the only major mistake his deceased brother had made. And Captain Kelly knew nothing about Dan's friend Richard, who had beady eyes and looked like a gangster. Kelly reminded the two 30-year-olds that there would be no drugs or vulgar language on this trip. The paying client was king here. The client was in the parking lot retrieving a windbreaker from the back seat of a rental Mustang. Kelly went over to meet him. "You Mr. Zabar?" he asked. "That's right, you must be Captain Kelly." "Yes, sir, that's me." They shook hands. "Glad to see you've got that jacket. Let's hope you won't need it." After more pleasantries, Kelly said, "I know you said it was okay for my nephew and his friend to come along, but they're what?" asked Zabar. "They're not exactly the pick of the litter." "Well, what could be more perfect, Captain?" Zabar asked. "We have an SR 390 in top condition, calm seas, drinks and snacks, and a chance to see if we can't show these boys the error of their ways." "Hey," Kelly said, perking up, "you must be a boat person to know that the Pride's an SR 390. "I know a thing or two about a lot of things," Zabar replied. Aboard the boat, Kelly noticed Dan and Richard had sandwiches and were digging in the cooler for beer. He told them, "Water and cola are all that's going on this trip. Mr. Zabar and I don't drink. If you guys want to stay on dry land and get drunk, nobody will complain." Kelly asked Dan to throw off the bow and stern ropes. When Dan basically said he would do it when he felt like it, Kelly stepped towards him with fist raised, ready to punch his lights out. As Kelly was ready to let the punch go into Dan's jaw, Zabar put a hand on his shoulder and washed away all the anger, replacing it with a sense of peace. Finally, Kelly was at the wheel, the Pride chugging out to sea. Dan and Richard got into an argument, and Zabar had joined Kelly at the helms to survey all the gadgets. At sea, the unthinkable happens. Cowardness and heroism change the world, or at least a small part of it. Zabar is quite a guy, but he has a big job to do. And if his matter-of-fact words of wisdom fall on deaf ears, watch out. He'll use the wrath of God to get his point across. An Angel Named Zabar is an easy read, perfect for a rainy afternoon, a sleepless night, or to throw into a travel bag. Thanks for listening.